Hello, everyone. This is Douglas Auclair, known online as Joff. I own the company Logical Graphs. Today, we're going to be talking about installing and running a program in Rust from the ground up, having absolutely no resources on anything at all on the computer. I'm doing this on my daughter's computer, who is not a programmer. So this is going to be everything, installing the console, installing the Rust, installing Xcode tools, and this is going to be on a Mac. For a PC, you're on your own. So let's get to it. And I'm going to be making mistakes along the way, which is totally fine because this is like an experience for you're reading the how-to manuals on how to install the system and figuring it out, and things are going to come up along the way. So you're going to see me dealing with those things as they come up. Okay, so let's open up the browser and go to Applications and go to Utilities and go to Terminal and open the terminal. Okay, we have our terminal open. Have the terminal open because of reasons, which we'll see later on. So the first thing we're going to do, besides opening the terminal, which was premature, is we are going to go to the Rust page and see how to install Rust. So, okay, this is all great, whatever. Okay, so we're in the terminal and we have curl install. Great. So we follow the instructions in Rust on how to install Rust, and I simply typed in Rust install Mac, and it got me to this page here. I copy this information, and let's put it into the terminal. It's also installing cargo, which is good because that's an important part of Rust. Installing various packages. Rust is installed. Great. Get started. You need to restart your current shell. Read path. Okay. So let's just restart the shell, see what happens there. Okay, we're in our shell. And let's see if the Rust compiler is there. And it says that the Rust compiler is here. Great. Let's make a directory for programs. So as you can see, I'm making assumptions about your understanding of the Unix shell. If you don't know the commands make directory or change directory or things like that, you can go to a Unix manual page and read up on that stuff. So, okay, we have rustc installed. Now let's write a program. I'm going to use VI. The way I program is I use the terminal and VI. Of course, there are integrated development environments available. I'm old. I use old school stuff. Deal with it. Okay, so there's a Rust program. Let's compile that Rust program. Okay, not surprised about the error at all. Let's see what the error is. Linking with CC failed. Now, what happened? I tried to compile a program. I did everything that I'm supposed to do if you read the documentation, and it fails. Let's see what this. It says, the CC command requires the command line developer tools. Would you like to install the tools now? I haven't got this message when I did my own installation. So if you get this message, great. Mac is helping you along. But if you don't get this message, then you'll have to look up how to install the command line tools. Since this is supplied, I'm going to assume that this is supplied for you as well. If it's not, then reach out to me on Twitter at Logical Graphs and ask about how to install the command line tools on the Mac, or you can Google it. Let's install, agree, continue on battery power. We have plenty. Downloading Z software. $21 hours, sure. If it takes 21 hours, then it'll be a really long YouTube. From 21 hours to 3 minutes because Macs are really fast. Okay, so what's happening here is that Rust has a compiler which sits on top of a compiler. And so what I'm doing here is downloading the command line tools, which includes a compiler for the Mac OS, so that Rust can compile the programs using the underlying compiler. Okay, software was installed. Let's again restart the terminal from scratch. Okay, the compiler is installed. Let's go to our programs directory. Okay, and let's compile our high program. And then, ta-da, Rust is installed. Easier than I thought it would have been. All right, so compiling programs with rustc is totally fine. You can totally do that. But I find building systems larger than one module requires that you use something called cargo. So if you go to the Rust and you want to learn, read the book, do Rust courses, check out Rust by example, documentation, standard library editor, cargo. Cargo book, getting started. First steps. Okay. So it shows you that you have a file called cargo toml source and main.rust. And here's your cargo toml file. So let's just copy this and then modify it to our own purposes. Okay, I'm going to call the name of the program hi. Okay, there's no dependencies necessary, blah, blah, blah. Why is it not? All right, so let's create a directory called source and move our program down to there, renaming it along the way. And then if we do a cargo build, what happens? Yeah, we need a target. Okay, let's see here. And mhm. target bin. Okay. It's all right. So using cargo, I built an executable called hi. And if we do this cargo run, it runs the program. All right. Got a little wrapped around the axle there, not on my computer. So can't peek in another cargo manifest file. And the reason why I went through this rigmarole is, sure, Hello World is a one file program, but when you start building programs with multiple files, that's when the cargo manifest file comes into use. And you have your dependency directives, your compiler directives, your library directives telling you where your other source files are located as well. So that's where cargo comes into play. So the purpose of this video was, without starting with anything at all on a clean computer, install Rust. We did that. We called up the terminal, tried to compile a Rust program. It didn't. And then it prompted us to install the command line tools. We did that. Now this is on a Mac. We were able to compile a single file Rust program and run it. And then I created a cargo manifest file and compiled the program using the cargo manifest file. That's enough to get you started with building a program on your computer with Rust. Thank you.